Limp Pigeon here, and we've got a track guide for the Daily Race C at St. Croix in the Gr.4 cars. We are looking at a Gur's time. This was the fastest time at time of recording, 2:19.547. We've got 9 laps, we've got racing hard and racing mediums with a 5 times tyre wear, so we are going to have to be a little bit careful on those mediums for this one. And we've got driver rating, safety rating affected, and there is a wall collision penalty in this as well. It is weak, so it's probably unlikely, but just be aware. We've got 7 corners that we need to pay attention to, with a couple of very tricky ones, particularly 3 being the tricky corner here. If you enjoy these videos and get use out of them, then please like and subscribe and turn your notifications on so you get notified. Now, if we look at the telemetry here, you can see that we've got a fair few braking points that we need to be aware of. Around 8 braking points. There's a sort of double one there for one of the corners, for corner 3. Now, as we're coming down the main straight, we want to be braking just under the 100-metre board, and then trail braking just after the 50-metre board and getting on the accelerator after this white line. We're doing this all in 4th gear, and we're coming down to about 89 miles an hour. So we're braking at the 100-metre board, trailing around the 50-metre board with 4th gear, and then we're accelerating after the white line, and we're at 89 miles an hour, or 143 kilometers an hour in 4th gear. Now we're flooring it down the next part of the track. We don't need to do anything for this corner, we just hang a right. And then as we hit the curb just after the 100-metre board here, we want to be braking. We want to get over on that curb, and then about 2 car lengths, 1 to 2 car lengths before we hit the inside curb, we want to get back on the accelerator. And we're doing this all in 3rd gear. So we're braking just after the 100-metre board as the curb starts. We're trailing off around the 50-metre board again. We're about 1 to 2 car lengths before the curb starting is where we want to accelerate. And then we want to cut the corner a little bit with the left tyres, and we're at about 75 miles an hour or 120 kilometers an hour in 3rd gear for this one. Now this is the tricky corner. This is turn 3. This is where we've got 2 little sort of jabs in the braking. We're doing about 80% brakes just as we go past these marshals on the right hand side. We want to get our tyres on the left on the curb, and then we want to brake again 80% just after that curb and trail off between the orange on the barriers. We want to then clip the right inside curb and just be aware of the little bump, all in 3rd gear, and floor it out of there. So we're about 80% plus or minus on the brakes as we pass the marshals on the right. Same again after the left curb. We start trailing between the orange and the barriers, and then we brush that right hand curb, and it's 77 miles an hour or 123 kilometers per hour at the apex speed in 3rd gear. And that's that last inside corner at 77. Now, banging it across the bridge, we want to be braking just as we're coming up to this triangle here. 100% brakes, and then we want to be trailing off at the 50-metre board. We want to graze the inside corner with our left tyres, and then we want to just be aware of the wall and not hit that on the way out. We want to be braking at the triangle on the road, trailing around the 50-metre board, grazing that inside curb, and we're doing about 68 miles an hour or 109 kilometers per hour in 3rd gear for that one. Now again, this one is a tricky corner as well. It's quite a long corner, so we want to be braking just as we see those trees go off screen, and then as the barriers, the blue and orange barrier comes into view through the fence, we want to be putting the accelerator back down. So a light brake as the trees go past, and we're only doing about 25% peak brake. We want to accelerate as you see the orange barrier through the fence, and then we're about 96 miles an hour or 154 kilometers an hour in 4th gear for this one. Now again, there isn't anything to do on this corner, we're just flooring it, so I haven't included it as a corner. But we're just flooring it down up to this right-hander. Now it is under the trees, so it's a little bit difficult to see your braking area and get on the curb at the right spot, but you want to brake at that 150-metre board, and then we want to start trailing off at the 50-metre board. We do want to cut over the corner about sort of 60%, and we want to use the exit there, and we want to use the whole track. So we're braking at the 150 meter board, 100% of our brakes. We're trailing just before the 50 meter board, and we're at 72 miles an hour or 115 kilometers an hour in third gear for this one. Now there's a few sort of windy bends after this corner. We can floor it through here, but we do just need to be aware that there's a little lift just as we go over this bump here in the road. So as you see that gravel on the left, you just want to put a little lift in just to keep the car tucked to the left-hand side of the track. Because if you're flooring it through there, you will go into the wall. Now we just want to brake just under the 100 meter board and then start trailing again just before the 50 meter board. We want to be in fourth gear, and as our right-hand tyres, as our front tyres hit the curb there, we want to get back on the accelerator. And again, that's all in fourth gear. So we're braking at the 100 meter board, start the trail just before the 50 meter board. As the front right hits that curb, you want to accelerate, and that's at 94 or 151 kilometers an hour in fourth gear. This one's probably the best race of the week. We've got the Toyota Supra as the sort of meta car, and we do have one pit stop to be aware of for hards and mediums. Now you can screenshot this if you like, and you can put this next to your screen as you're playing. If you have it on your phone or a tablet, it's just a little cheat sheet so that you've got sort of some fast notes there. Now this is my lap time. We were doing a 2:24, but I did manage to get a 2:22, a 2:22.9 actually, which I was pretty happy with, to be fair. It's only about 3 or 4 seconds off of the top times. So considering it's only sort of like the fourth lap that I've done on this track, I was quite pleased with that time. I do have the Ghost, when I'm learning a track, at least on the daily races, I do put the Ghost on reset, as I think it makes it a little bit easier, because the Ghost doesn't just disappear away from you. Now I was finding this corner difficult, corner 3, very difficult to get the car tucked to the left-hand side to set up for that right-hander. Getting the braking there correct is pretty challenging. And I think that's probably where I'm losing the most time. Ghost is getting away from me a little bit there as well. This straight here, it's really going to depend on how much speed you take out of the long corner before it, as to what you get on your top speed up to. Could be quite a solid overtaking opportunity in races. Again, not quite getting over the apex properly there, and not using the whole track either, so losing a little bit of time there too. Now I was finding the lift here a little bit difficult, but that one actually wasn't too bad. Did hit the track on the right hand side before that quite a few times, and I did even get a knock actually here right at the end, which lost me probably about 200ths, which was a bit annoying. But thank you for watching, and good luck in your racing. Please remember to like and subscribe, and Limp Pigeon out.